So now that I finished climbing to Grandmaster, I can finally start playing some other classes that aren't sword. Now, I know the sword decks are very expensive. This is kind of a trend in general, the sword decks tend to be expensive, but obviously not everyone can afford to play expensive decks during throwback rotation. So this video, even though it's like halfway through, so maybe I'm a bit late on this, but yeah, today's video will be on a cheap deck. Not very popular deck, but at least it's cheap. I mean, you can play if you want. So here's Item Shop Rune. So here is the list I will be playing today. Just to clarify, when I say this is not a very popular deck, I don't mean that people don't like playing it. I mean people don't like playing against it. So just keep that in mind if you're playing this deck. You might get emoted more than usual or something just because people hate your guts for playing this deck. But hey, it's a super cheap deck. You need to get some wins in like the Grand Prix or just like complete a daily quest or something during this period. You can go ahead and just play some Item Shop Rune. Here's the deck list. As you can see, no legendaries, just a couple of gold cards, and then the rest are all bronze, silver. So a very cheap deck. I think probably the cheapest that you can play right now. The version I'm running runs Vergewalker Magician. He's just there for you to clear board. The problem with running Vergewalker is that you do have to draw him before your item shop is active. So that's why we run 3 copies of Sorcerer in Solidarity as well, just to draw the Vergewalker. So this is the list that I'm playing today. You can run the version without Vergewalker if you want. It's a bit weaker to boards though, so you gotta watch out for that. But yeah, that's it for the deck list, I guess. Let's look at some games. So our first game here we have for you against Sword. Going first. Sword is not too bad of a matchup, although Alyaska's damage can be annoying. For the early game, we try to pick out a way to find Vergewalker Magician since we need him out of our deck ASAP. So we keep Sorcerer in Solidarity here, who guarantees draw it. Witch's Cauldron is just a nice on turn 1. Especially against a sword when you know you're gonna be using Vergewalker. You can just convert Witch's Cauldron into a 1 draw later on. Go ahead and draw Witch's Cauldron here on turn 1. You can convert him into draw with either Magical Augmentation or with the Vergewalker, or maybe Veridic Ritual if we draw the Mirror. Yeah, we go ahead and draw Vergewalker. We play Sorcerer and Solidarity ASAP so that we draw Vergewalker before, because once we draw Vergewalker, all our Sorcery in Solidarities just become bricks. So we make use of it while Vergewalker is still in the deck, and that will improve our future draws as well. Same with Spell Boost. If you've played Spell Boost, Altering Tomorrow on turn 3 draws 2 cards eventually, so go ahead and play in this turn, even though it's a bit PP inefficient. Try to draw into our deck here. Yeah, Witch's Cauldron. Go ahead and use Augmentation to clear the Gelt and draw into our deck. We have Item Shop as well, and we have Spellbinder's Prep as well, so basically we have all the tools we need for OTK. We just want more cards that can cycle at this point. Launch off the Shizuru, which is fine. Not very often you see Shizuru around, but go ahead and play Sorcery in Solidarity here just to get it out of our hand, and then just use the Sudden Shower to clear Shizuru and pick up a new card, which is another Sorcery, which we don't really need. Obviously we save Vergewalker for when the board is wide and we actually need the AoE. There's Kagemitsu as well. Probably just to try to make our Sorcery in Solidarity. I mean, in our Sudden Showers miss Amelia, but we do have Vergewalker, so can full clear here. So leave our board empty to deny Kagemitsu trade targets, not that it particularly matters. Go ahead and play Respite just to pick out another 0 cost. The more 0 cost amulets you have in hand, the better. You can see this hand is not great for cycling, so after we get rid of these trees, we might end up playing Madcap to cycle our hand again, we will see. And that's Alyaska, which is annoying because he can soak out your pings. Generally you want to have Sudden Showers for Alyaska, but in this case we have to spend our Sudden Showers. So first we go ahead and draw into our deck with the cards that can draw. Here we hit a bit of a peak, so we play the Amulet to get the PP, and then we play Madcap to draw a new hand. It's not the worst new hand ever. Magical Missile, I think on average saves more damage by hitting the Shield Knight there. Unfortunately, the Alyaska is taking out a lot of our damage, which is very annoying. But not much we can do about that. There's the inside. Pick our Sudden Showers here we can use to clear the Alyaska, which is good. Probably could have played the Witch's Cauldron, not that it would have mattered either way. Opponent does unfortunately have Resolve of the Fallen to pop our item shops. Now we have one left in the deck because we discarded one earlier. And a Kagemitsu as well just to dodge Sudden Showers probably. At this point we try to find our second item shop. Do pick it up here, but unfortunately we don't have a way to play it and activate it. If we play it now, we risk it getting popped by Resolve of the Fallen as well. So go ahead and use the mirror here just to steal that Kagemitsu just to clear it. You can see they have an evil point left over, so we don't want to let them manual evil the Kagemitsu, which is why we clear it. And then we just go ahead and use mirror to just stack up Verdict Rituals for more damage. Fortunately, my opponent does pull out the second Zelganea, which will heal them even more, which is very annoying. And a Steadfast Samurai as well, which they will manual evil for the damage shield, which is also very annoying. We're gonna try and kill them this turn here with item shop, because I think it's hard to wait another turn. So go ahead and use the Verdict Ritual to clear the Samurai, and try to hope as much of our damage goes face. And go ahead and use the augmentation here. The augmentation as well. And then Spellbinders to give us 2 PP. Here I was concerned with using Sudden Showers to clear the Zelganea, but I actually have guaranteed lethal with playing Respite into the Hero Cost tree first, and then Sudden Showers on Madcap both work at that point. So miss lethal here, but fine, I guess. We go ahead and play Sudden Showers here, leave them at 1. And they do pull out the Alyaska, which is a bit annoying, and Steadfast Samurai is even worse. So we can clear Steadfast using the Mirror of Truth, so we have that going for us, but then after that we have to try to get damage to our face, which is gonna be a 50-50. Well, actually technically it's not 50-50, you'll see in a moment, but go ahead and clear the Samurai here, and the last attack was Magic Missile, which was guaranteed lethal anyway, so yeah, that's it for this game. So our next match here will be against Haven, and we're going second. Haven is one of 2 matchups that are really bad for this deck. The other one is Forest. I think Forest is slightly worse, but they're both pretty bad because they both run Romantic Chanteuse. In Forest case, they can just keep bouncing Chanteuse until they have enough Roach count to kill you. Against Haven, they can't bounce Romantic Chanteuse, but they also have Yukari, which does the same thing, so 2 bad matchups. Once again, for the early game, we just look for our Verge Walker as far as possible, as well as more card draw. Opponent just passes, which is fine. They're probably playing their Ra control, so if we don't give them things to react to, they probably don't have that much to do either. Priest of Access, they probably figure that we are playing the item shop so they can get rid of that follower remover with no downside. I think we're just trying to draw into our Verge Walker as fast as possible. It's the Lorena, which they will use to heal themselves, and for some reason they evolve here, probably for Yukari's Union Burst if they're holding Yukari. So we're just trying to draw into our deck to find Verge Walker here. So these Spellbinders are prepped just to get it out of our hands, so we have hand space to draw more. We got another magical augmentation. We also pick up Sorcerer and Solidarity, so we do have the guarantee Verge Walker now. So we just have to set up next turn and we should be fine. I doubt they have anything they can do to us that would be particularly annoying. So they do evolve Lorena here. This time Lorena can evolve for free since they healed twice. Just fine. Here we can go ahead and use our Isabel to pick up Verge Walker, and then just set up for our Arcane Shop next turn, pop the Lorena as well just to get it out of the way. And that's enough for my opponent. They will manual evil. This probably means they do have Yukari, which is annoying for us because we have to wait one more turn. Yeah, there it is. So we kind of can't go item shop here, so we have to stall. So we just go ahead and use Verge Walker, not to like clear their board since they have damage shield, so they can't be cleared by Verge Walker, but just to get rid of the Yukari here. Just to clear one follower so we have less damage coming to our face. Don't really need the whole Verge Walker anyway, there's no point. We just pray they don't have Shantius or second Yukari, which they don't, thankfully. So there's the Ra here, but it's fine because we can attempt to kill them this time. We have a ton of zero cost cards, some good card draw as well, so we should be fine here. So we go ahead and start popping off Item Shop. Go ahead and draw. And pick up insights. Insights are great. With Item Shop, obviously you can just draw into your deck while dealing ping damage. A Mirror of Truth, pick out a Verdict Ritual, which might be used to finish them off later. Also helps make board space because we have a ton of Earth Sigils on our board, which are quite useless. We're out of gas at this point, so I think Mad Cat is fine and we have Lethal, so let's move on to the next game. Our last match for today will be against Shadow, and we are going second once again. So this deck plays relatively the same no matter what you're up against. It's a very linear, straightforward, solitaire deck. Just look for Item Shop, look for Verge Walker. You have actually no other way to win the game, so that's all you can do. Which is why it's not like the most popular deck ever, but it's very cheap. So I mean, if you need a cheap deck to play, you can play this one. Once again, we pick up Verge Walker here as soon as possible, get it out of our deck so we don't draw it later on. And there's the Sark Wraith. Probably Burial Rite, doesn't really matter, we just go ahead and put Authoring just to draw more into our deck. We already have Item Shop, but we want to, it doesn't really hurt to draw better cards. Cards like Arcane Ether and Spellbinder's Prep, Magical Augmentation are all great, so try to pick those up to set up for our Arcane Shop turn. So here we remember Authoring tomorrow will deal 1 damage, so we can go ahead and use those magic missiles to draw into our deck as well as clear their board. There's Milteo. We will summon 2 more Sark Wraiths off the Milteo, which is pretty weak roll, so it's good for us. Definitely just go ahead and use Verge Walker to clear this. Just want to make sure we don't take too much damage here early on. Again, we are holding on to these cheat cards in our hand to set up for the next turn, or for our lethal turn rather, not next turn. There's Savoring Slash. Fortunately, quite a weak turn from them. The Lich does come out here. They do evolve the Lich to clear up our Verge Walker, but we have enough ways to clear the Lich, so we're completely fine here. We can use the Verdict Ritual. It's a bit of waste of face damage, but I mean we have more than enough face damage to spare in hand, so well, hopefully we do anyway. We do have Magical Augmentation to draw. We have a bunch of zero cost cards. We have Arcane Ether and a tree as well, so we can draw a ton of cards this turn, so we should be able to find lethal hopefully. Double Faerun makes their board super fat, but it doesn't really matter because we are going to go for the kill. Which is Cauldron is very nice pickup as well. Go ahead and use the tree to recover 1 play point. And this prep will recover more, which is Cauldron as well. You can go ahead and use Augmentation to draw. Respite. Respite is also basically effectively zero cost if you can afford to play it. Arcane Ether will recover another play point for us to work with. Pick up the Magical Augmentation, which is even more gas with the combined with the 2 Spellbinder's prep we have in hand. And go ahead and draw. We also summon a bunch of golems here, which we can use to clear Gramarye, so we can maximize the chances of our pings hitting face. We use Silent Showers as well. I keep forgetting Silent Showers can clear any follower, not just your opponents. So you gotta watch out for that. At this point, Mad Cat will draw a new hand so we can keep going. And then we have more than enough gas in our hand for lethal, so that's it for this game as well.